Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news, all right. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could shake the NFC West and have ripple effects across the entire NFC. Rumors are swirling around a blockbuster trade that could see the Denver Broncos shipping out their shutdown cornerback, Patrick Surtain II, to the San Francisco 49ers. Yes, you heard that right. This isn't just a rumor. Sources close to the league are pointing to a potential deal that could give the 49ers one of the most elite, game-changing defenders in the league, right in the thick of the playoff push. And let me tell you, this isn't just about adding another player. It's about transforming a secondary that has been somewhat vulnerable this season, especially with Emmanuel mostly out and some injury concerns around other key pieces like Green, who's struggled with injuries lately. Now Surtain, a 25-year-old cornerback with a reputation for being a shutdown artist, has been having a stellar season. His stats are impressive, especially considering the tough division and the high-caliber receivers he faces week in and week out. In 2025, he's been on fire, playing 11 games and earning a solid PFF grade of 79, ranking him around the 21st among cornerbacks in the league. His coverage grade sits at 69, which is actually quite respectable, and he's also been a force against the run, with a run defense grade of 79. Surtain's numbers include 4 interceptions, which is impressive, especially considering his 77% interception rate, making him the second in the league in that category. He's also logged 46 solo tackles and 14 assists with 10 pass breakups, and he's allowed a completion rate of just 55.9% on targets with a yards per target average of 1.2. That's lockdown stuff, folks. His EPA per target is 15, which means he's consistently limiting big plays. What makes Surtain such a hot commodity isn't just his raw stats, but his ability to elevate the entire defense. When he's on the field, opponents struggle to throw his way, especially against top-tier receivers. His coverage skills are elite, and his ability to shut down the best WRs in the league is a game-changer. For the 49ers, adding a player like Surtain would be like flipping a switch on a secondary that's been playing with some cracks this season. Green, who's been out with a hamstring injury since Week 12, has left a void in the secondary, and the team has been looking for ways to solidify that unit for the playoff run. Surtain's presence would give the Niners a true lockdown corner, capable of shadowing opponents, top WRs, and making life much harder for quarterbacks trying to pick apart their secondary. Now, the trade talks are complicated but promising. Reports indicate that Denver, currently sitting at 12-3 and gearing up for the playoffs, might be open to moving Surtain despite his importance to their defense. The Broncos are facing some cap pressure, especially following extensions for players like Sutton, which have added around $30 million in cap hits. Surtain's cap number of $18 million is a significant hit for Denver, and with their focus shifting towards rebuilding and cap management, trading Surtain could make sense. Additionally, the Broncos are reportedly targeting youth and draft capital to build for the future. They're also dealing with some injury concerns, especially with their secondary, which might make them more open to moving Surtain now rather than losing him for nothing later. On the flip side, the 49ers, currently at 9-6 and still fighting for playoff positioning, see this as an opportunity to upgrade a defense that's been solid but not quite elite across all phases. Especially with the injury to Green and Ward dealing with a minor concussion, adding a player of Surtain's caliber could stabilize their secondary and give them a significant advantage in the postseason. The Niners' philosophy has always been about strategic, value-driven moves, and acquiring a top-tier player like Surtain would be just that, an intelligent, high-impact move without overpaying. They've shown in the past that they're not afraid to pull the trigger on bold trades if it means putting their team over the top. But here's where it gets even more interesting. While the trade makes a lot of sense for both sides from a cap and strategic perspective, there are some skeptics. The Broncos are a contender, and some insiders believe they might be hesitant to give up such a key player unless the deal is right. Plus, injuries are a concern. Certain has dealt with a pectoral injury that caused him to miss 4 games, which might make some teams wary of a long-term investment. Still, the overall consensus among many NFL analysts is that this could be a win-win situation, especially if the 49ers can land Certain for a reasonable package involving their first-round pick in 2026 and a second-rounder in 2027. That kind of draft capital would give Denver some future assets while allowing them to focus on their immediate rebuild. Now, speaking of the impact on the 49ers, let's paint the picture. Adding Certain would give San Francisco one of the best corner duos in the NFL alongside Charvarius Ward, creating a lockdown pair that could be a nightmare for opposing offenses. His ability to reduce yards allowed per game, currently around 350 yards, but projected to drop by 20% with Certain, would mean opponents have a much harder time moving the ball through the air. We're talking about an increase in interceptions, possibly adding 3 more this season, and a reduction in completion percentages against the Niners' secondary by 15%. That's huge. This wouldn't just be a marginal upgrade. It would elevate the entire defensive unit, pushing their PFF grade closer to 85-90. His presence would boost EPA per target by plus 0.3, making the defense more efficient on third downs and preventing key conversions. Mismatches against speedsters like Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle would be minimized, and turnovers would spike. Think plus 10% in takeaways. For the offense, this translates to more possessions, more opportunities for Purdy, and fewer big plays surrendered. With Purdy, SQBR sitting comfortably at 92. Having a secondary that can keep elite receivers in check would give the Niners a serious edge in the playoffs. We should also consider how Certain's addition impacts the team's playoff odds. Bookmakers have adjusted the Niners' Super Bowl odds from plus 1,500 to around plus 800, reflecting the increased confidence in their championship chances with a player of Certain's caliber. His ability to win coverage battles against WRs like Jamar Chase, with an EPA of minus 0.15 per target, could be the missing piece that pushes San Francisco over the top. The trade market has seen initial offers around plus 5,000, but with Certain involved, the odds are tightening, and the 49ers are clearly positioning themselves as serious contenders. Now, let's talk about the broader implications. For Denver, this potential move signals a shift in priorities. They're looking to rebuild and manage their cap intelligently, especially with the extension of Sutton and other key pieces. The cap situation is tight, only about $15 million available after recent extensions, and trading Certain would free up around $18 million, giving them more flexibility to pursue other key players or draft younger talent. Some analysts are skeptical about whether the Broncos will pull the trigger, especially given Certain's value and the fact that they're still in the playoff hunt. But the pressure to manage their cap and rebuild smartly could tip the scales. Meanwhile, the 49ers, with their already strong roster, see this as an opportunity to solidify their defense for a deep postseason run. They're not just adding a player to fill a gap. They're bringing in a cornerstone piece that echoes the Revis era, a player who can redefine the secondary and make life miserable for any quarterback. With Ward creating a lockdown pair, the Niners can switch up coverages, disguise blitzes better, and keep opposing offenses guessing. It's the kind of move that can turn a good defense into a dominant one, especially with the postseason approaching fast. And with the team's focus on minimizing injuries and maintaining health, they'd be in a great position to maximize Certain's impact. Of course, nothing is guaranteed in this league, and deals like this don't happen without hurdles. But if the trade goes through, it will be a game changer, not just for the 49ers, but for the entire NFC playoff picture. The NFC is already stacked with teams like the Eagles, Cowboys, and Lions, but adding a player like Certain could tilt the balance even further in San Francisco's favor. It would instantly boost their Super Bowl odds and give them a serious shot at repeating or even going all the way. So what do you think, 49ers fans? Are you excited about the possibility of Certain joining the team? Do you believe this move could be the final puzzle piece for a championship run? Or do you think the Broncos might hold on to him a little longer? Either way, it's a story that's developing fast, and I'll be keeping a close eye on every update. The NFL landscape is always changing, and right now, it looks like we're on the brink of a seismic shift in the NFC West. Pause here just for a second. If you want, the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest San Francisco 49ers news to you. It's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, if this trade happens, it will set a new tone for the 49ers' postseason ambitions. Purdy will have more confidence throwing into a secondary that can lock down even the best WRs, and the defensive line will benefit from the extra time and possessions gained through turnovers and stops. The team's coaching staff, led by Kyle Shanahan, will have even more flexibility to dial up creative blitz packages and coverage schemes, knowing they have certain elite skills anchoring the back end. And don't forget, this isn't just about the present. The impact of such a trade could ripple into the future, shaping the team's identity for years to come. A young, talented corner like Certain paired with Ward, who's already established as a reliable physical cover man, creates a blueprint for a defense that can dominate for a long time. It also signals to the rest of the league that the 49ers are serious contenders, willing to make bold moves to secure their spot at the top. In the end, whether the trade materializes or not, the buzz around Certain's possible move to San Francisco underscores just how competitive and strategic this season has become. The 49ers are always looking for ways to improve, and this potential deal perfectly fits their mold. Smart, aggressive, and focused on winning now while building for the future. As fans, we should be excited, because moves like this could be the difference between a deep playoff run and an early exit. The NFL is a game of inches, and adding a player like Certain could give the 49ers that crucial edge they need to finally bring home another Lombardi. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe Certain is the missing piece for a Super Bowl run? Would you be willing to see the team give up some picks for a player who could anchor the secondary for years? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news.